Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Welcome to the Leadership Library podcast. I am your host, Rocky Romanella. Hey, question came in through the website asking the question, how would you handle the first 100 days of a promotion? I think that's a great question. And so today I'd like to answer that question as part of today's episode, because I think, as you all know, I'm a believer in a 100-day plan. We've talked about things like this in the past, being able to be very well organized, to make sure you have a blueprint. And so I love that question because I think that's important, right? What's that first 100 days of a promotion look like? And I know sometimes people say, well, I've never been, this is my first promotion, so how do I know what to plan for and how to do it? So I think let's talk a little bit about that. But I do think the first 100 days are important because whatever amount of success, whatever vision, whatever process that you start to put in place helps you then to gain confidence, to gain knowledge, and to gain some success along the way. So let's talk a little bit. There's a lot of uncertainty that comes with a new promotion, even if it's in an organization you've been with a while. It's difficult when you're starting a new organization or starting a new job. That sometimes adds complexity there because I got to learn the people, learn the company, and then learn the new job and role responsibility I'm going to have. So there's always been uncertainty in those first 100 days. And I think anything you do to organize yourself and anything that you do to kind of give yourself a little bit of vision, I think helps for you to get a better opportunity to be successful. I think one of the first things I like to do is to write down, like, what are my goals for this job that I have, right? What are some of the things that I'm trying to achieve in this new role or responsibility? Well, the first thing you're going to want to do is get to know your people. I think that's so important. Your people are always going to be your greatest asset. No matter how much technology is out there, at the end of the day, it's the individuals who execute the brand, that execute the brand promise, and deliver the results that you need in your area of responsibility. So I would suggest there's going to be a plan that in the first 90 days, how do you get to know your people? How do you get to understand them? How do you know enough about them so that you can help motivate them and maybe start to help them grow and develop as you're growing and develop? The second thing is, I think you would organize yourself into having some good habits, right? Because your day is going to change. Maybe you have a meeting every Monday morning that you never attended before. Maybe there are staff meetings once a month or once a quarter. So you're going to have to start to get yourself organized because there's going to be more demands on your time than that were most likely in your previous role or responsibility. So organization of your time, being organized, having a routine on how you take notes or how you collect information, I think will be very important as well. I think you have to have some idea or definition in your mind of what success looks like. I think it has to be realistic, but I think you have to set that goal of, well, what does it good look like? Where would I like to be in 90 days, 180 days, 6 months from now? And I think if it's realistic and attainable, you'll have that opportunity to gain those goals and have that success. And finally, I think you have to decide as a leader, what's the climate you want to have in your organization of what success and good looks like? How do we become successful, and what's that climate? How do we engage with each other? How do we communicate with each other? How do we treat each other? That's the culture that you set as a leader. You hear that often when teams change, leaders, managers, or coaches, they're working on the culture. And we all say, well, what does that really mean? Well, you as an individual leader have a culture that you're trying to put forward. And so I think that's so important as well. So for me, to answer that question of the person who sent it in, I'd say you want to have some goals, and you want to lay them out over a 90-day period, maybe. Get to know your team and your people, organize yourself and your people, and set good habits for yourself, define success, and identify some early wins to help create a climate of success and what success looks like in your organization. Until we meet again, keep those questions coming in. Thank you for being a member of the Leadership Library podcast, and I look forward to discussing with you the other great points of promotion and success by individuals inside your organization.